Hello everyone, Absent Friend here, and we're back with another advanced guide for Disney Villainous. Today, we'll be looking at Madam Mim. So transform into your favorite animal and let's check it out. Remember, a thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to be alerted when new episodes are available. And here we are at the game table with Madam Mim. All right, so pick her up a little bit there. All right, so with Madam Mim, she is definitely one of the easier villains in these newer packs. So if you're starting out for the first time and you got one of these newer villains and you want to give her a try, she's really the one to do, okay? So remember, the first thing you have to do is always have the first transformation on the board. So let's get one out. Okay, now, how in the world do you play this effectively? Well, the best thing to do is just to put out transformations and put out transformations and put out transformations. It doesn't matter where they go. It doesn't matter if the right thing is out. Don't try to just find the transformation. You need to get rid of the current Merlin transformation. Get out all of them, because with the ability to move both these cards and these cards, it's so easy to get them exactly where they need to be. So place them where, I spread them around. I really do. I really just spread them around and, hope for the best. Now, there is a fake card that will make you get rid of one, but it only makes you get rid of one. So that's why I try to keep them out as much as possible. Okay? So, let's do a little bit of this. Okay. So let's say we don't have any transformations at all, okay? And we're wanting to get rid of this guy. So we come over here. We can't play any cards here, by the way. Don't forget that. That's a one. You can gain power and you can fade and you can discard, but that's it. You can't play any cards. The best place to do an off is to go here. And hopefully there's not a transformation there, but hopefully before you play or before you do anything, play your transformation, okay? You can play with this card right here, or with this action, sorry, I blanked. And then just use this action to move this over, and then that lets you vanquish, okay? And then you can vanquish. But remember, even if this is over here, and you have other transformations out, you have put vanquish actions in every spot on the board. So you can vanquish from anywhere. Let's say I was over here, and I could play two cards, right? So I could play one transformation, or whatever it might be. Let me get another one out here. Okay, here we go. I played one transformation, and then for my second card, I'm going to play another transformation, right? Or I could just put it right there, since I don't have to move anything, and then you can vanquish, okay? So that's why I always like to put the transformations out like this, because that way you can vanquish from anywhere, as long as the right transformation is in the same location as the other transformation, the Merlin transformation. But what I was showing you was just a way to do it to where you have here, and you can move it over to where you need to move it. Okay, so you can move this. You can use that to move those anywhere you need to go. The other transformations wherever they need to go. It does not matter. All right. So anyway, just however you want to do it. Now, there's a card that lets you get more transformations on the board now. So use that as much as possible. Okay? If your transformations get discarded or whatever, then use the Magnificent Marvelous Mim to shuffle them back into your deck. Use this condition to get extra power, because the other players more than likely will be getting 2 power a lot, or more power. What was the other card? There's another card that lets you, here we go. So play that Wizard's Duel. Anytime it comes into your hand, just play. You have at least 3 copies, maybe 4. Use that card and get as many of those transformations out as possible, because every time you defeat a transformation, okay, let's just say I played 2 different ones and I got those, okay? All right, so let's see. I have the Rhinoceros, okay? So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to use this to move the rhinoceros over there. I can use this vanquish action and get rid of the crab, okay? But whatever it is, okay? Just use all of those cards, all those transformations, get as many of the Merlin transformations and as many of these transformations out as you can, all right? Yes, there are fate cards that can kind of set you back a little bit, but not by much. Madam Mim's fate deck is very small compared to everyone else's because almost half of it, not all of it, but almost half of it is Merlin's transformations, which you have to defeat, okay? So that makes fating her slightly more challenging. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right. As far as the other cards go, I would say there's a lot that's just garbage. I would just cycle and discard as much as possible. And for instance, like this one, for 2 power, I don't know, maybe not. This is a great card to use at near the end of the game. You're at the last transformation, or maybe the last 2 transformations. You could actually throw out 2 of those if you have enough power in one turn and defeat 2 transformations back to back if you're over there. Or actually, you could even do it. You have 3 different ways that you could do that. So it costs a lot of power to do it, but it's quick and easy. And remember, as soon as you defeated the last transformation, you're done. Game over. You win. Okay? All right. Now let's talk about how to fate Madam Mim, because this is somewhat of a challenge. I've played against many players who play as Madam Mim, and she can be she can be incredible. Let's just say, or once she gets going, it's harder to stop her. She's kind of like the Evil Queen. Actually, let's put all this back out. Okay. So we fade her. Let's see what we get. Well, defeat a transformation from the realm. Well, of course, look for any transformation that is on the realm that can that is going to be used in one of the current transformations that's out. For example, the rhinoceros could take out the crab, so get rid of that. Okay, and so that way she'll have to dig for it. But this one, the knowledge and wisdom, there's a lot of these in there, and you'll probably end up playing this one more than any of the others. Move these transformations around and cover up these actions, okay? Try to keep them away from any other transformations that can be moved. Now, granted, she can just go here and start moving people back, but at least it will hinder her from playing new cards. She can only play cards. If you do that, she can only play cards here and here. That's it, without moving anything. And she can only move things here. So try to put more than one transformation on this spot, so if she moves one, there's still one there, okay? But cover up all those other ones, especially if you need tips on moving those around, because like I said, there are 3 other copies of that card in the Fate deck, so you'll be moving things around a lot. This is a great card to play, once again, especially if she has quite a few transformations in her hand, if she's saving them up, and she'll have to draw 2 cards. So it just depends. That could be a crapshoot. It just doesn't matter. It just depends. And of course, this one is probably the best one in there, because that way you can get one out of the discard pile and put it back into the transformation deck and keep her going. So I would say maybe not right at the beginning, but after she maybe defeats 1 or maybe 2 transformations at most, 2 transformations, get busy fading her. She really needs to be faded a lot once she gets going. This is also another good one to play when you can, just so that you can, again, throw off her plans, okay? So anything that keeps those transformations moving and reshuffling and everything else is exactly what you need to be doing to keep Madam Mim from winning the game. But keep in mind, she has very easy and quick ways of counteracting the fates. I think she has probably the best balanced deck. She has the best balance between villain deck and fate deck as far as how she can get out of the fates that you just did to her and preparing for them as well. And the fates can actually stop a lot of the stuff that she's doing herself. So, you know, if you disagree with that, that's fine. If you know of anybody else that's better balanced, please let me know in the comments section. I'd love to hear it. And I also want to hear your Madam Mim transformations. Listen to me. I want to hear your Madam Mim strategies. This is, like I said, she's really pretty basic. So if there's something that you like to do with Madam Mim that works for you and successful, let me know in the comments so I could try it out. I always love to try new strategies. Okay, so that's Madam Mim for you. And that's it for me here at the Absent Friend channel. We're going to cut it off there, and we're going to move on to our next villain. So stay tuned for that. Until then, this is your Absent Friend signing off.